What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RyuMan, and welcome to the Nudlarz Hearthstone Duel number 21 Grand Finals. This week we have actually someone who's vaguely well known. We have YouKnowWP, who in fact made it through to the EU Spring Prelims Finals. Sadly being knocked out by Lakos or whatever his name was. Yeah, no. So, today's Grand Final game. RyuMan versus YouKnowWP. RyuMan, of course, playing Warlock, Shaman, Druid, with Warrior being banned by his opponent, who is YouKnowWP, playing Mage, Shaman, Warrior, with Warlock being banned out. Well, going into this first game, we have Shaman versus Warrior. Warrior not being banned, actually, by either side. Actually, no, Warrior being banned by YouKnowWP, not too surprising. A lot of people there at the prelims, basically just like every game, just ban one Warlock, get it out. We're going to see that first turn, Argent Squire, on top by the Fairy Dragon. Fairy Dragon, a good strong card, can't be affected by spells and hero powers. Solid defense, 3-2 as well for a cheap 2. Rock Bite's a weapon, which of course is just going to use. Yeah. That Fairy Dragon, and then hit well, just hits away. But yes, WP, actually a fairly well-known player. Currently, right now, is a rank 2 legend player. So he is very high on the charts. As I said, making it through to the EU Spring Qualifiers last season. Of course, competing today for some World Championship points. Well, 3 should he come first place, or 2 should he second. RyuMan, of course, a Korean person, according to Strivewire. A rank 15. Currently. So, curious to see. Taking very aggressive stance. This is obviously an aggro Shaman deck. We got the Doomsayer out, so it's a bit early to have it, but get that tanked out. Current elite coming out from Warrior being incredibly strong recently in the current meta. Well, of course, it being much more about the survivability you get into that late game. You start to see the rival, the two ends of the scale. You have the very good survivability, and you have the very good aggressive decks. So you have aggro Shaman, Warlock. The other Warlock, my mind is blanking, but Zulok, that's it, Zulok, to be the two ends of the scale. Warrior, of course, having that naturally inbuilt survivability with that 2 heal, 2 armor, the only class that can go above 30 health, seeing the favorability over that Priest. Decent damage, he's going to clear up the board, he's going to get rid of that Divine Shield and the Argent Squire, managing to clear that up fantastically right now. Looking to be heavily in the favour of RyuMan. Unfortunately, he is actually quite down on hands. He's going to be down to only 3 mana crystals next. Can't use that Doomhammer. Can use the Earthshock should he need to. Getting out the other Current Elite, that's both of them down. Getting rid of that. Execute coming out as well to get rid of that 7. Lava Burst dealing 5 damage. Wouldn't be surprised just to see a Totem and then hit it. Perfect. Straight up there. Gets the Taunt Totem. Not at all a bad one to have right now. Just gives you a bit of bulkiness to your line. Like Garish Hellstream, this hand is incredibly bad for him right now. A lot of high cost cards, but see which one we get from the RGN. 2-2, okay, decent. Enough to clear out the board and take any to clear out that taunt, that is. Overload, go for it as well. Okay, he's gonna be dealing a good amount of damage this turn. I think it's actually 7 damage, and they continue. He's whittling down to 3 now. Not leaving him in a fantastic position right now. Not a lot on the board he can actually do all this right now. He's there with that Garish Hellstream. Long that out. Charge. Smack into it, and there's the Enraged, kicking it up to 10. Doomhammer means that he's actually got that 2-4 damage, plus the Lava Burst means that he does actually have lethal next. Look like RyuMan's actually going to do some unfortunate draws by... Yeah, that takes him down to 7. Yeah. There we go. Doomcaller straight to Lava Burst. That's first game actually being taken. Congratulations to RyuMan for taking game number 1 against YouKnowWP. That was an incredibly fast first game. We'll see out of that first game, this Nudlarz Hearthstone duels are of course done on the Conquest format. That does mean that Now that RyuMan has won with his Shaman, he can no longer use that Shaman. He must now win with his Warlock and his Druid in order to win the entire set. YouKnowWP can still YouKnowWP, can of course continue using his Warrior for this match. So we'll see how that goes. But looking at it, Warlock, Druid, wouldn't be surprised to see a Zoolock, Warlock, but I might see the variation might be going for a Reno Lock. Against this Warrior again, so it'll be interesting to see what style he goes. Might just go for this aggro time. Defender of Argus suggests that this could be a more late game deck. Though Defender of Argus can be just kind of like a bit of a better hand coming. Got a Fairy Dragon, and gosh, might get rid of one of the repeats. Well, again, see what he gets. Fine with this. This does look like a Zoolock. Like, oh, I said that. Literally having said that, Doomscar. Out. Possessed Villager. And good card. So we have Alexstrasza's Champion.
Get it out! Get it out!
I'm gonna go for that Possessed Villager. Go. Alexstrasza are gonna get him on the set. Well, he's under Champion, get out of charge out immediately, get some damage off as well. It's nice. Another second Possessed Villager out in the field. And hand. Alright. Could go for the Abusive Charge for the Shadow Beast, just clear the field. Much to say lost there. Also just go for a lifetime. Might take a little. Just in clearing.
Get it out! Get it out! Get in there and fight!
Just gonna get that Beast of Sergeant out, straight onto that Shadow Beast. Clear the board. Also get the second Possessed Villager out. So there's that second Alexstrasza's Champion, which of course buff to the board. Sensible for him to take out that Shadow Beast first in order to get the summon out of the way. That leaves it up for anything like a Night Juggler. Go for that. Sergeant, just to get rid of the damage. Imp Gang Boss as well. That Imp Gang Boss right then. Yep, there we go. Possessed Villager, just gonna smack, summons the Shadow Beast, gets rid of that Champion. Holding Berserker. Play. Been Ritual Hand. I'd go for that Knife Juggler. Back into Imp Gang Boss. She's also gonna buff them both, but then Forbidden Ritual is actually going to summon. Oh, that was unfortunate. All three of those knives hitting face. If one of them had hit the damage, you only wanted to get rid of that, but that was rather unfortunate. I mean, a 50% chance each time, still to get so unlucky on each every single. Really unfortunate. Gonna use that core on to clear up that Knife Juggler, get rid of it. There's the buff to damage by 2 things. Injured, 6 damage. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just hit face, get the damage out. It's gonna clear up one of the minions instead. There's the buff up to the 8-1 now. Means anything that goes into Defender of Argus into hand. Doom Call on Chad, but I'm quite supposed to. Well, not Doom Call a bit later on. He's not going to lose much by throwing away under Hargus right now. At least he controls what he gets rid of. Rid of that Forbidden Tentacle, finally, clearing the board about 12, well, 12-1 by the end. Hitting into face, taking it down to 18 health. Good amount of damage right now, board control, but down on hand. Deal the damage, not a great deal. Gonna have to life cap, he's got the health to do so, it's not like he's exactly too far. So, it's good, he's got a Void Walker. Okay, observe. Yusuf Sergeant gonna go on to the Ember. Just hit face, we're gonna clear the board. I think he's gonna clear the board. Got to clear the board, sensible to do so. There's a little buff, gonna summon that Int Bang, and then it hit more damage as well to get him down to 12 health now. He's starting to be pushed right into the back foot right now. Play that Koran Chief, he's going to have to get into it. He's supposed to just need armor. Okay, there's that abusive sergeant being killed there by the cool Taskmaster. Power overwhelming. 9, 10, 11 damage. Not quite enough to end it. Does he kill one of the things? It looks like he's just going to throw into it. Get rid of that Koran Warchief. Stop it killing anything else. I have 6 damage on the board, but power overwhelming in hand me. This is looking bad for YouKnowWP. This Azure Drake getting played on the board. Drawing a card. Gonna buff that thing. Bonk. Give it 1 more damage. Just get rid of that Koran Chief. In 6 damage to hero. There's no other light tap as well. Ooh. About doing it. I was thinking about it there. Potential to do so. Could just hit face. Could just also clear up that cruel Taskmaster. Summon in and get 2/2 out, so it's not exactly terrible. I think about what he's can do now. Can always Forbidden Ritual right at the end of that, you know, getting the tentacles out, but it doesn't want to throw too many at it. Basket. Sensible to say the least, but really, you know, YouKnowWP is definitely on the back foot here, like, by far. Really stuck in a rut right now. He's just going to hit that cool Taskmaster. There's the summon. Go straight for those Forbidden Rituals. Their summon's remaining 5 tentacles. Blood to Icar, not exactly fantastic. Really what he wants right now, because the only thing that's on the board. I mean, it has filled the board, so technically nothing lost by doing it. Actually use that Blood to Icar on own thing. 2 damage to it, so pop that. Trying to armor up. Now to clear as many of these. 5 damage. 9 damage, that's actually enough. He's got to kill one of them. Can't do so. I don't think he is actually capable of doing so. Might actually be game. Five. Power overwhelming. Buffs onto it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that does mean and WP loses game number 2 to RyuMan. RyuMan doing incredibly well right now. That aggro Shaman really taking its toll. Hitting hard, coming into it with a good pace and getting the ground running, managing to get able to deal with it. Just YouKnowWP not really capable of getting off the ground at any particular point. His late game is strong, I can see, but he's not really getting there. That does mean there's 2-0 currently going into game number 3 here in the Nudlarz Hearthstone Duel number 20. Warlock and Shaman down. That does mean Druid. RyuMan will be playing Druid in his final game against. Is YouKnowWP going to continue playing his warrior after both of these have been fairly unsuccessful in their bouts? It's hard to say. I mean, we've been incapable of seeing YouKnowWP even getting off the ground, even getting running and rolling. Like, he's been using charges to try and clear the board when he can, but he's just really not had that much. In the first game, rather unfortunate draw with 4, 6+ minions not being fantastically useful early. See how this goes going into the game number 3, potentially the final game for RyuMan. Druid versus, again, YouKnowWP's final warrior. See how this goes. The score is currently 2-0 to RyuMan. Don't know whether the score's actually been changed, or even if it's left there because DJ. So we shall see how that is. I don't think he's been scored. Fairly sensible. So there's 2 innovators in hand, but nothing of real use of any of that. This is a Cthulhu Druid. Fantastic. This is going to be late game versus late game. This does mean this is actually going to be quite slow. See how he is. He's going to go straight for a double innovate. Team up to 6 to immediately play that dark Oracle, but it does actually mean he's throwing them all out immediately. But a 5-7. Turn 2 is not something to be feared. It's not something, to laugh at at all. A fiery war axe immediately out there. And Spotter just hit. He doesn't actually deal enough damage to it, really. Not fantastic, really. It's really heavy. He is going to hit into it, take 5 damage from it. But deal 3 damage to it. It's a good amount. Good amount. Twilight Elders were out as well.
Do you hear its call?
Even up to a 10-10 already. Incredibly quickly. This is already really heavily. Look at him, he's down to 11 health. RyuMan really putting the pressure on already. Going out as that Dark Rabbit, but it's throwing a lot away very early on, so we'll see how this goes. Fine. Get out that fiery war axe. Is he going to? Yeah, there we go. But taking himself down to 8 health, really grinding away at it. Right now, got Blackman Corruptor in hand, so he can actually deal. He does. He has Azure Drake. He can actually deal 3 damage to that. Then I'll it off with something else. Drake in hand is also. It does look like he's going to go for that Blackwing Corruptor. Deal the 3 damage. Azure Drake bops into it. Buff that up more. 6 damage to face, taking him down to 22. WP. Becker of Evil in hand. A good, solid card. I think he's probably just going to go for this Dark Raptor. There's no reason to go for the Nourish yet. I mean, if you want that Nourish, you're going to go for that. So if you're going to push out the Cthulhu maybe 2 turns earlier, but really, RyuMan is in a heavily strong position right now. Ludovica, 2 damage, going to summon that 2/2 minion. We're gonna get through here now to a 9-4. Continue pushing away. RyuMan, YouKnowWP really starting to get into a good position now. Really fantastic. Ancient to 4, give that 5-10, giving us a solid wall to get through, but actually he does have enough to get through it. Pretty easily right now, and this is actually starting to really look in YouKnowWP's favour. Being currently on 8 health, he's still quite tanking, you know, one thing could hit him and kill him still, but got the hand advantage right now, and he does, you know, actually have the capabilities to get through this. So he's gonna buff a hammer. Gonna hit into it, taking himself down to 5 health, and oh my god, he's actually buffed it enough in order to kill it. Hits face there, 15 damage, incredible. Incredible turnaround there by YouKnowWP. Managed to clear it up there. Does actually mean though, RyuMan here, nearly clinching it, but still, like, taking him down to 3 health. But RyuMan currently still, you know, YouKnowWP managing to take it back there. That does mean YouKnowWP will not be able to use his warrior. Got his mage and his shaman remaining. It's RyuMan's druid only, Cthulhu Druid, which I think he's very obviously shown what it is. Curious to see what YouKnowWP will use. Shaman, obviously usually playing that aggro style, can actually hit hard enough. It depends whether or not Druid has enough control to get through it. Mage also on the same, usually going for that more tempo, I'd say Nudlarz play. Yeah, it depends really how it's be. Finally managed to see that getting off. Finally seeing that Shaman come into play, here we go. Shaman versus RyuMan's Druid. Game number 4. 20. RyuMan currently up 2-1 versus both games with very heavy aggro decks, finally going for some sort of late game deck here in the style of Cthulhu Druid. Saw the capability of the last time throwing everything out, putting out Darker Edge, and I take down to just 8 health very quickly, getting him down to that 3 health when he attacked into it, but cleared the board, managed to figure that out perfectly so. Largest squire first turn. Not a great deal RyuMan can do right now. He has only got to play until turn 2 at least. So, even then, Disciple of Cthulhu not the greatest this early. Testing 3 damage there, sort of thing. Okay. I mean, fair enough, fair enough. I don't exactly need the draw right now, and I mean, he's desperate to clear this bit of damage for it. Takes him down 25 health. Not a fantastic amount. Another Disciple of Cthulhu coming out. There we go. Deal enough damage to get rid of that, so there we go. Stopped it from snowballing into much more further damage. There we go, for Flame Wreathed Faceless. Overlook 2774 card, incredibly strong. Oh. Other Squires can miss this twice. Disciple of Cthulhu. Another Disciple of Cthulhu. But oh no, it's gonna go for Druid of Claw instead.
Where shall I strike?
That 4-6 taunt. Strong enough to hold the wall, at least to propel that Faceless Wreath, do a good amount of damage to it. I think he's hoping to get that Disciple of Cthulhu next turn to deal 2 more damage to it, and then Living Roots on top of that to deal 2 more damage. I'll deal with it without having to hit it too much. Sergeant gonna buff onto it now. Oh boy, Rock Bison Weapon as well. Means that's a 6-1 to actually clear that thing immediately. Hits face with the 7. YouKnowWP taking this really hard now. Aggro coming in style. Rather hoping for a lot more damage to go off onto that Cthulhu than Cthulhu. Flame Wreath. Faceless. Go for that as a strike, see what he gets the draw. 4 damage, well, 3 damage and 1. Bad. Hit face, go for it, takes him down to 11 damage. Is he going to try and clear up? You guys are Drake. Safe enough to say that he probably will. Throw an abusive sergeant into it potentially. Or is he just going to go both times with Aggro Shaman? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Taking 8 damage from it, not terrible, low clearing the board from that. Another Azure Drake in draw in hand. Damage from the Disciple of Cthulhu, 2 from that, 3 from that, enough to clear Faceless Wreath actually. Go for it, there you go, there's 2 more damage. 3 damage to a minion as well. Gonna kill it. I mean, he has, what? 6 damage currently on the field. From Outland, Rock Bites Weapon is actually going to do it perfectly enough. There you go, that buffs it to a 5-5, that is him dead. YouKnowWP takes it. Oh, in number 4. Fantastic aggro Shaman play there. Completely flawless, didn't really ever get... RyuMan never really got even off the ground at all there. Cthulhu Druid kind of being pushed back, showing the RyuMan aggro style fantastically played, but his late game style is a little bit leaving it to wander around now. WP, who's of course played Warrior in the first game, playing a much more slow style, and then playing Shaman, going incredibly aggressive there. So this must mean it's actually going to go into game number 5 here. Nudlarz, Hearthstone Duel number 20. Of course, the prize this week, €40, and 3 Hearthstone World Championship Tour points. €8 for a second place with 2 points, so not a massive amount lost if you're going for the championship points. YouKnowWP, of course, a competitor of the Spring Split, as we said. We are going to see this final game, which will be Druid, which is Cthulhu Druid, we know. There we go, as I said. Versus WP's Mage. Doom Call in hand, Alex Straza, yeah, this is going to be it. Get rid of Alex Straza. Probably keep the friggin' torch, no. Will he keep the friggin' torch? Probably Mulligan in the middle too. RyuMan, probably going to get rid of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's chosen, and Wild Growth is never really bad again. And some Mana Crystal early on in the game. If you're heading for that late game. You know, nothing hearsay lost. Druid versus Mage, I would say actually in this one case, Cthulhu Druid. It really depends, because I know a lot of mages do not like to run Polymorph. And I actually think Cthulhu is one of the reasons why you should occasionally run Polymorph. Because it shuts down so heavily. Because you can't recover it with Doom Call. And I don't think many Polymorphs, I agree, they are a weak card and a fairly situational, but they work against me in a meta where Cthulhu is run semi-regularly with Warriors and Druids. Polymorph still has its place. There, Beckner of Evil possibly going to come out. Spell damage plus to draw a card. You're going to use Terra Power here and just hit into it, I suspect. Yeah. Spread that up. Doesn't take any damage for it, but doesn't mean its opponent gets a bit of a draw. But clearing the board out. Actually has that turn 5 Doomcaller Frost Nova. It's going to go for that Arcane Insight. It's going to use all this mana. 2 cards drawn. Good deck thinning right now. Quite a pain as well. There's a lot of drawing involved in this to get rid of you. We're looking for that Alex Straza into Frostbolt, Icelands, just or any sort of variation on that sort of come. We'll destroy it. Cthulhu's Joe's going to buff it up to a 10-10 now. Right for the damage as well. How much more you do, really? I'll just say that. Essentially looking for a Novice Engineer, maybe Loot Hoarder. Really look, I mean, you could potentially go for the coin into the Frost Nova Doomcaller, but I don't know, I don't think it'd be really worth it right yet. I mean, you've got a Divine Shield, which would be nice to get through, but no, it's whether or not you're willing to take that damage, because next turn that is a 6. Could also just go for the Novice Engineer or Loot Hoarder, and then just use Fire Blasted Ping and Shield. Don't know whether that would entirely be worth it. I mean, it's just enough to burn through the line plays on it, so I don't know. Gonna get the Novice Engineer, see what he gets off the draw. There's Antonius. He's actually gonna go for that Doomclaw straight away there. Has enough damage to deal with it. He does, because he can just hit 4-2 hero power and kill it. Or hell, even here, just draw. Deal 1 damage and draw to it, so it's gonna be enough to deal with it. Does mean it attacks all the attacks for this turn though. So, you know, that does delay it at least a bit. Are they gonna go for another 2 here? Get that out, smack, there we go. Buffing that Cthulhu up to now a there's the Frost Nova coming out. Oh, he actually had a second dual core, I see that. There you go. Frost Nova into the second Doom Call. Okay, that is actually going to be really irritating for him to deal with. Is actually doing it? Nope, not. Fortunately. Power up, hit face. Reason to do anything else? But there we go. Doom Call is going to destroy the entire field, and that's fantastic. Oh, NewKnowWP actually running Mirror Image. Mirror Image is one of these that's a lot debated whether or not it's worth running. It's Coin out Antonius. And as well. Go for us again. Oh. Up that as a Drake gets the double draw there. Ooh, Foundred. Deal 2 damage and something. Not exactly a bad thing at all. Cotton Torch actually going to come out. There's that 3 damage and Antonize. But aha! Going to hand. He's going to ping there just to get rid of it. And then go for a Mirror Image. To keep his field nice and stocked up. But then of course, aha! Add another 2 hand.
What to do? What to do? Time runs out on me.
I wonder.
Yeah, it's still on the field right now. Yep, sorry about that. Just a bit out there.
I wonder.
Grab that dark. There we go. Get that out. It's a good taunt. Knows he's got a decent amount. He's at least got 2 fireballs that can come out. I'm gonna try and do as much damage buffing that Cthulhu up to a 23 right now. Look at that. Incredible. Does actually have enough mana next turn to do so as well. Like, it's gonna be a difficult one for him to deal with. Doesn't have it. He's got that ice barrier though, so he can actually keep it out. He's got to decide what he wants to deal with right now. Being really that useful in his hand right now. And just go for fireballs. Clear out one of them. Wanting to. Do it as well, get rid of it, and there we go. Deals with handling. Attack into Bran as well, leaves him on 1. I go for the Frostbolt as well. Another Firebolt to his hand. 5 in hand right now. Freezes the opponent's champion, but I don't know, there's no doubt in my mind what he's going to do. Go straight for that 23 Cthulhu, and oh boy, that is a painful turnaround. That's not something he can deal with very easily. Both Doomsayers are down. I'm gonna go for the Frost Nova right now, just freeze it out, that at least secures the fill. Gonna have to go for the Arcane Intellect, I think, to get more draws to the deck, see what he can get. Or is he just gonna go for it? He's just going ham. He's decided he has to. Do it in 3, but he's really got to be able to do so. He's gonna go for that Loot Hoarder as well. Mindsman's got it. Draw it out, see what he can do. Right now, this is a... Right now. In those 2 mana crystals. Got Swipe in hand. Down to 4, and Living Roots is actually going to finish it. There we go. Dealing 2 damage to the opponent's face and hitting it out, and there we go. Ending it there. We have our champion. RyuMan takes it 3-2 in a very close set series there at the end. Druid finally managed to win out with that 20-23 Cthulhu. Incredible play there. Play to both of our players there though, but yes, as I said, RyuMan takes it 3-2, winning a 4-0 prize. Oh, very close series there, but YouKnowWP played incredibly well there. The Mage was very close to winning. Trying to find that Alex Straza, but never really pulled it, but had enough of them tonight to really clear the board. But that Cthulhu just got incredibly scary, especially with the Brand, which buffed it. You know, double 4 damage, double 2 damage on either side, plus 4/4. Incredible, really. Well, that's it for this day. Thank you very much for watching. My name is RyuMan. This has been the Nudlarz Hearthstone Duel. We do these every Sunday, so if you want to go sign up for those, please do. They are on strivewire.com. Strivewire for Sport. Thank you very much to both of our players, RyuMan and YouKnowWP. Guys.